Distorted View Daily proudly presents Trying to Win Back Your Girlfriend on YouTube.
But babe, I'm sorry. You know how hard this is for me? Why you just gonna leave me like that? What'd I do to you? Fucking love you. I know people tell me that I deserve better, but I don't want nobody else. I want you. You're all I want, babe. Please, babe. Please. Fucking love you. Fucking love you, babe. Fucking love you. Look. See? Your teddy bear. Please, babe. Please don't fucking leave me like that. Please. And just trust me, babe. Trust me. I'm gonna change. This time's for real. Put this on my mama, I'ma change. Please, babe, come back, please. I fucking love you. I love you, babe. You're the only girl I love. You're the only girl I truly love. You're the only girl I cried for. I fucking love you. I don't deserve this. Fucking love you.
Hey, freaks, it's Friday, March 22nd, 2019. Coming up on the program today, the sickness of homosexuality is second only to the easy pill-popping floozies trading her gas for some goopers. Plus, getting your dick stuck in a cat. And when your house guest stumbles upon your wife's pink dildo.
They were taking specimens of male semen and they were putting it in the blends of their lattes.
Black nut juice is good, but I gotta say, Negro nut cream, way better.
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
All right, Tim back here with you for the Friday edition of Distorted View Daily. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been watching a lot of old Sid Davis educational / social films from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. If you don't know who Sid Davis is, he's this guy who made educational films without doing any research. Like, he didn't consult professionals on the subject matter he was filming. Probably his most famous film was Boys Beware, which I don't know if we've ever walked through here on Distorted View, but I made a video using the footage from that, and I redubbed it a long time ago into a Pretty Woman remake. Boys Beware is about homosexuals in the 1960s preying upon children because all homosexuals are pedophiles. I gotta say, they got the look of the homosexual down in this film. He looks like John Waters, a little plumper. Here's a real quick crash course. Jimmy accepted a ride from this homosexual.
In fact, he seemed like a real nice guy. He asked Jimmy if he played baseball in the park often. Jimmy told him they practiced 3 times a week and played.
And you get all sweaty, right? And I bet you got yourself some nice abs from all that practice. What's interesting is the first interaction between the homosexual and Jimmy, the little boy, is uneventful. The guy's like, hey, do you want to ride home? And Jimmy's like, yeah, that sounds great. My feet are already sore. Well, your ass is going to be sore too real soon. What? Nothing. The guy, though, just sort of drops Jimmy off.
Then he told him he'd see him again, as he always drove by the park on his way home.
Red flag, red flag! And this guy, comes back to the park, picks Jimmy up a few more times, and they go out fishing. They're really striking up a friendship.
Jimmy hadn't enjoyed himself so much in a long time.
Your dick felt great in my butt, sir. No, they haven't had sex yet. They're just going fishing like two dudes, bros.
Then during lunch, Ralph showed him some pornographic pictures. Jimmy knew he shouldn't be interested, but, well, he was curious. What Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph was sick. A sickness that was not visible like smallpox, but no less dangerous and contagious, a sickness of the mind. You see, Ralph was a homosexual, a person who demands an intimate relationship with members of their own sex.
Yeah, because demanding it works. I command you to suck my dick! Been trying that for years. Nothing. Nor has anyone ever caught gay from me. And I've tried rubbing up against everyone. Everyone! So again, that's like the most famous Sid Davis movie.
One never knows when the homosexual is about.
They sneak up on you because they have such light feet, all prancing around like the fairies they are. Gotta watch out! Boys beware. It's the name of the film. The new one that I was watching, and it's not like new, this was from the 60s. I love that this, Sid Davis productions really span from the 50s all the way to the 70s, and it's fun to watch these films and see how they change throughout the decades. Anyway, so this is from the 1960s. It's called Seduction of the Innocent, and we open up with a girl behind bars. She's in jail, and she's writhing around, going through some sort of withdrawal or something.
This is America in the second half of the 20th century, and Jeanette is a slave.
America is a real shithole thanks to degenerate hippies. This is even before the hippie movement. This is like early 1960s. What a way to start a film. This is America. Look what we've become. Hey, fuck you, dude. I'm proud to be an American. America number one. Are you a communist, huh? You socialist swine!
Not a slave by circumstance of birth or force, but by choice. A choice she made herself not so very long ago. A choice that at the time probably seemed no bigger than, should I belong or shouldn't I?
What do you think she's addicted to? It's gotta be weed, right? One puff of the grass and her life was turned inside out! Alright, let's find out how this young girl got into her current predicament.
The pace of modern teenage society is often fast. The beat is sometimes frantic. Cultures and backgrounds have been mixed. The need to belong is ever present. Association...
Are we blaming this on black people? See what happens when you mix cultures? The footage, by the way, does not seem too insane. It just seems like a pool party. There's, people in a pool throwing around a beach ball.
Boy meets girl. A seemingly innocent relationship is born.
Yeah.
We're all looking for new thrills, new experiences. It's part of life.
Anal?
Unfortunately, it often takes experience and maturity to arrive at wise decisions.
All right, so this girl meets a guy. Now they're driving around with their friends in a car.
A friendly, outstretched hand, an engaging smile and offer.
One of the friends holds out her hand and it's just loaded with pills. I think it's Dexatrim. I don't want to be rude, but I did see you in your bathing suit. I think you need these.
It is Seconal, or more commonly referred to as a red.
These are like basically sleeping pills. They knock you the fuck out. Not a great idea to take them while driving.
You try new things. The hypnotics, as they're called. Seconal or reds, Nembutol or yellows, Tuinol and phenobarbital, and the stimulants amphetamine, dexedrine, and benzedrine or bennies.
Yeah, he's rattling those off pretty quickly. I bet you most of them aren't even real. And Gastronol, Ranpal, Pepto-Bismol, Sorbitol, or Blueies, Lingonberries, Zantac 75. They'll all kill you!
You begin to lose track of your friends because now you belong to a group that must move in a veiled world of secrecy.
So this is how you get into the Illuminati. Yeah, I've been wondering what their admission procedures were. Okay, back to the film. This girl's downward spiral starts almost immediately after her first Dexatrim.
You become more dependent on one another, but your pleasure in each other's company becomes less satisfying. And you depend more and more on the pills to help.
Some people try pills, some people try having a kid. It's the same thing. I know what'll fix our relationship, a baby! It's less costly if you stick with the bennies.
Finally, the pills are not enough, and you're ready for the second act of your 3-act tragedy.
It's a great tragedy.
Yes, it's time for a different type of high. The rush of tagging the side of a building. What? Graffiti, man! Nothing gets those endorphins pumping quite like spray painting your initials in big bubble letters. I don't know, that sounds... dangerous? No, gay. That sounds gay. I kind of like just popping pills. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would like a larger high, but maybe I could just take more pills, or switch it up, try PCP. Kind of want to just stick with the whole drug thing for a while.
You've heard Mike and the group talk of toking up a joint. You know it means smoking marijuana.
Wait a second. So, she goes from barbiturates to pot, and that's supposedly worse? Pot is like, my first drug. It's a play school product. We all had those plastic preschool My First Roach Clips or whatever.
Mike is more experienced than you in the ways of narcotics, but until now he has never suggested that you toke up together. But the pills don't give either of you the desired effect any longer.
And you're acting like a bitch, quite frankly, so you need something to calm your ass down.
It makes you cough and your throat becomes dry and hot. You feel like you're floating. You concentrate on one object, a tree in the distance. It's called fixing. As you concentrate, time slows down. You hallucinate, that is, you dream. This is called tripping.
And it sounds awesome. I thought this was an anti-drug film.
You lose your sense of values. You think of little else but another blow-up, your newfound language for smoking marijuana.
No one calls it that.
You've completed the second act, and the third act curtain is just about to go up.
CrossFit? Is it CrossFit? No, obviously it's heroin. I'm going to skip forward a bit because apparently they haven't been paying for these drugs up to this point.
The free ride is over. You're required to pay for your fix. As your tolerance increases, the need for more drugs increases, and this requires more and more cash. Now you're driven to things you would never have considered heretofore by your insatiable need for the drug.
Jeanette was forced to sell Herbalife. Not only has she hit rock bottom, she's annoying the piss out of all of her friends. No, we don't want to work under you. It's a pyramid scheme.
You've got yourself a $50 a day habit. You can't support that slinging hash. So you turn to the only thing you can that will bring your kind of money.
TV VCR repair technician. No?
You become a call girl. You support that $50 a day habit, but not for long, because your looks begin to disintegrate.
Hey!
Your clients will no longer pay your price. You go from call girl to streetwalker.
And from streetwalker to hooker, to easy floozy, to loose slut, to crack whore, and finally to disease-ridden, used-up cunt tunnel.
Then on your 20th birthday, you're picked up for soliciting. Jeanette Michaels, age 20, white, Caucasian, drug addict. A 20th century slave, self-styled. She'll suffer through withdrawal, be sentenced for prostitution, released, and return to the habit again. Lost to society, she'll continue her hopeless, degrading existence until she escapes in death.
The end. That is how the movie ends. Jeanette will be praying for the sweet release of death. End of reel. Now for a class discussion. Again, that was an early 60s Sid Davis film. I think one of his last films had to have been from the late 70s. This one is called Beware the Rapist. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I just want you to see how this differs from an early 60s Sid Davis film. A man in a suit is approaching a woman's door, I guess like an apartment. Old lady inside is... Open the door.
Hello, Mrs. Finch.
Miss Finch.
I'm from the Regal Greeting Card Company. We have some nice new packaged assortments of cards that I think you'd like.
Christmas cards at this time of the year?
That's our point exactly. You can save 40% by buying the package now.
40%?
Apparently in the 1970s, there was such a thing as door-to-door greeting card salesmen. At least I hope there was for the sake of this film. Otherwise, the woman is just dumb.
Well, all right. Come in.
Come on in.
I know you're going to like them.
I'm assuming this guy's the rapist, but he's coming well prepared with lots of props, binders full of cards.
The nice thing about these cards is that you can get them sorted, you can get them 1-2 box, however you like them. We can make sure that we can work something out for you.
They're very nice. Oh, isn't this adorable?
This guy is opening his briefcase where there's a knife.
No. Oh!
Don't make a sound, Gladys.
And he rapes her at knife point.
Defense against the rapist has got to start long before he and his victim are face to face.
I don't know how rape typically went down in the 1970s. This seems pretty elaborate. A whole lot of trouble just to rape an old woman, you know? There's also advice for young girls bringing guys home. Sluts.
If the guy seems nice, it's no guarantee of anything. Of course he seems nice. Otherwise, he would invite him home. In this kind of a situation, you're completely on your own. Your judgment is your only protection.
And guess what? This woman has very poor judgment.
Exactly what are you going to do if you decide you want the guy to leave before he wants to go?
Try to come off as unappealing as possible. Piss yourself, fake a seizure, or force yourself to vomit. This woman is getting the rapist some wine.
We don't need that wine now, do we?
Hey,
No.
hey, let go of me. Wait a minute. Wait, no. No, please. No, please, no.
This is going on for a long time. Also, that's really flowery music for a rape scene. I'm having a really great time with you. Me too. Here's some wine. I don't think we're gonna need that, honey. Get over here.
No!
Yeah.
No, get away!
Yeah, you are going to take it.
Oh, no.
And you're gonna like it.
No!
Yeah.
No! Stop raping me! It's still going on!
Are you still there? Are you awake?
Yeah, of course!
Okay, well, you got quiet there. I gotta be honest, I'm only still raping you because I want to hear how this song ends.
How is this still going on?
All right, there you go. Just a little bit on Sid Davis. Real quick, before we get into the news today, remember that anti-gay Baptist preacher? I think his name is Stephen Anderson, and we've played clips of him before. He's with Steadfast Baptist Church. Well, I've got a clip here from the church, but Stephen is not giving the sermon today. Today's sermon is brought to you by like a 7-year-old Asian kid or something.
And that's the title of my sermon today, Science, Falsely So-Called.
I don't know what he is. He might be Indian, Mexican.
Now, today we have a lot of theories of science, but it's really science falsely so-called. We have evolution, millions of years, Big Bang Theory, and you say, why even preach about this? Why is this even important? Well, here's why it's important. Because thousands of kids, hundreds of thousands of kids, teenagers, young adults are growing up in an atheistic environment, and they're learning about evolution, Big Bang, and the worst kind of junk that came out of the mouths of human beings.
Amen. Yeah, it's not even like he's preaching in front of like other kids. This isn't some Sunday school situation. He's preaching to adults, and they're just sitting there like, yes, like there's no difference between a grown man giving this sermon and this little kid to these people.
That's why it matters, because they're leading people away from God.
That's
they're
right.
leading people away
Amen.
from church. And when they do go to church, every sermon's about grace, 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 and now sermons about Bible prophecy, abortion, the sodomites. And let me tell you something. These scientists are sodomites.
Yeah.
They're reprobates.
He's like a little Stephen Anderson. Oh, he's adorable.
Amen.
Please.
Preach it. So again, this sermon is called Science Falsely. Why scientists are ignorant.
They're willingly ignorant.
Yeah.
Because if they actually performed the experiments, it would claim the glory of the Creator, like I said. But let me.
I'm not sure what kind of experiment he's suggesting that will prove that there's an existence of God. He did suggest reading Genesis 1.
They don't want to believe that there is a God because the Bible says they are full of unrighteousness.
Scientists are fools. Amen. Yes. I think he ends with a prayer.
Dear Jesus, thank you for me being able to preach your Lord, and let us not get mixed into this garbage of science falsely so-called, Lord.
Garbage of
and
science.
God, just please bless the next bless the next person that's going to preach, Lord. And in Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Maybe they don't have a pastor right now. I know they're going through like personnel changes. There's always drama at this church. Maybe Pastor Stephen Anderson was caught sucking dick in a restroom or something. I mean, it's coming, right? The second coming of Stephen Anderson. All right, and with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre twist of fucked up news right now. Not a member of the Distorted View Sideshow? Shame on you. Let's rectify that situation right now. Go to Super Freak Sideshow, sign up. When you become a member, you get full access to the entire archive of programs. I've been at this show since December 2004. There are thousands of podcasts for you to listen to. Plus, every week we do exclusive shows just for paying members. Tuesday, we did an exclusive show. This weekend, I'll be doing another exclusive program. Great time to sign up, superfreaksideshow.com. Membership's very inexpensive, only $6.99 a month. Even less when you opt for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime membership. Other ways to support the show. We do have a Patreon account if you want to pledge a few dollars that way. It really does help out. Patreon.com/distortedview. I post videos and little updates and stuff over there. So again, thank you to all of my patrons and, of course, all of my Sideshow members. You're the reason the show continues. Okay, 3 very quick stories, then we'll get the hell out of here. First up, a Mesa, Arizona man was arrested on Wednesday on suspicion of bestiality. I don't understand why bestiality is not spelled B-E-A-S-T, like beast. Why is it spelled best? I know why. Because you can't beat fucking an animal. It's the best. Right, Jonathan Nyhouse?
Legalized bestiality needs to happen. Legalized bestiality needs to happen. Goes more. Legalized bestiality needs to happen.
That is one of the only pro-bestiality musical artists I've ever run across. That's Jonathan Nyhouse. Now, he doesn't fuck cats. He likes dogs.
I want my dog to perform a little anal sex on my tailhole, and I need it right now. 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 Lick my dirty hole, you beautiful doggy. I want it so bad. I want you to fuck me really, really hard so I could feel your great husky cock.
I could not find a song, even though Jonathan Nyhouse will fuck any animal. I mean, he prefers huskies, he likes dogs. But, we've read Facebook posts from him in the past where he's like, I'm attracted to pigs. I want to have sex with a cat. Those type of things. I haven't been able to find a song about cat sex. So while I read this story, I'm just going to play audio of 2 cats having sex the way God intended it. Yes, authorities received a call from someone who heard the man, later identified as 40-year-old Michael Navage, calling for help. The caller told police Navage had taken his cat into the bathroom and called out for help, stating the cat was stuck on his penis. Are you kidding me? He's calling out for help. I gotta read that line again. The caller told police Navage had taken his cat into the bathroom and called out for help. Why? Because he stated the cat was stuck on his penis. The caller, it gets better. The caller told police he heard Navage shouting expletives at the cat. You fucking piece of shit, cat! And the cat sounded as if it were in distress. I bet you that sounded something like 3, 2, 1. Contact. Now that is the sound of a cat who just got fucked by another cat. Now think about how tiny a cat dick is and compare that to a human penis. I don't know how this guy was able to keep the cat pinned down. I mean, they're squirrely. The video where I was getting the cat sex from, the cat was having sex with the cat. The cat freaks out and boom, like lightning is out there. Boom. I'm guessing the problem here is, the cat did get stuck on the man's penis. That's a nice tight butthole. All right. Yeah. Officials arrived at the apartment near University Drive in Mesa. Navage refused to allow officers to enter. I wonder if the cat was still, stuck to his penis. Authorities were able to enter the residence and found Navage standing in the middle of the bathroom with a cat partially wrapped in a towel near his genital area. Navage told authorities that he was drying off the cat. It's all innocent. Navage later told authorities he was in the shower with the cat, because, you know, cats love water. He was in the shower with the cat, but denied any sexual activity with the cat. Now, during an examination of the feline, this is super easy to determine, right? You just jammed your cock in a cat's asshole. The asshole's going to be, falling out, basically, right? There's going to be a big hole. All right. During an examination of the feline, a vet observed that the cat had sustained injuries to its genitalia. Oh, was cat pussy? I don't know what the guy was doing, what hole he was sticking the dick in. While at the scene, officers observed a small bag containing a crystal-like substance, which officers believed to be meth. Now, here's the question. Did he do the meth, or did he give the cat meth? Because as we all know, and you can probably say it with me,
crystal meth loosens up your butthole.
Exactly. Guys, I've never raped an animal. I'm only 38. There's still time for me. I just assume, when you rape an animal, you're going up the asshole. But some guys rape up the cat pussy? Is that a possibility? I honestly just thought it was always up the shitter. I don't know. It sounds like, the cat's genitalia was messed up. So that leads me to believe that he pounded the pussy's pussy. All right. Navage voluntarily allowed authorities to search his suitcase. Oh, he has a suitcase where officers found identification, credit cards, and a checkbook. He's a businessman. None of which belonged to him, though. Oh, sounds like a meth addict. Officers also found a counterfeit $100 bill. What the hell is this guy up to? A lot of stuff, which Navage later said he received from someone else and was aware that it was forged. Navage was taken into custody and transported to the Mesa Police Department, where officials said he admitted to selling meth and having other residents in the apartment sell $150 worth of methamphetamines for him. Navage told police he sold drugs and would exchange the drugs in order to be provided a place to reside and access to a shower. Navage is facing charges of bestiality and animal cruelty, as well as charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a dangerous drug for sale, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Navage was released on bond of $3,500. That seems rather low. I don't want this guy on the streets. A preliminary hearing was scheduled for April 1st. April Fool's Day. Second story we have for you now. Speaking of drugs and sex, a woman has died after having sex with a male human partner. It's sad that I have to specify that, but this is Distorted View Daily. You never know. Could be a cat. Like in the last news story, it was just a cat. All right. A woman has died after having sex with a male partner for 5 consecutive hours, it's believed. Well, that doesn't sound that inconceivable, especially if drugs were involved. The 32-year-old, known as the Beast, who gave her that name? Her parents? The 32-year-old, known as the Beast, told her partner that she felt dizzy before going into cardiac arrest at a hotel in Southern Cali, Colombia. Jesus fucking Christ, that threw me for a loop there. I see Cali, I immediately think California. No, Southern California. Southern Cali, Colombia. Her partner called for emergency services, but they reportedly took too long to arrive. He then wrapped the unconscious woman in a blanket and took a taxi to the university hospital. When they arrived at the hospital, doctors failed to revive her and promptly pronounced her dead. Police officers learned later that the pair had taken drugs in an attempt to prolong the sex. Was it meth, or was it specifically sex drugs? Like Viagra and whatever female Viagra equivalent there is? Photographs of vacuums? I don't know. What are women into? What gets them sexually aroused? Chris Hemsworth on all fours. I saw a picture of that. It was taking a picture of a squirrel or something. Ass up. It's my wallpaper. All right. It said that they had been having sex for 5 hours nonstop. Oh, yeah, you got to take a breather. Drink some water. You got to rehydrate. Gatorade, electrolytes. Actually, I believe we have some audio here of the two having sex. Yeah. Oh, there she is. Looks like he's getting ready to mount the beast here. In 3, 2, 1. And then she dies. An investigation into the woman's death has been launched to determine if the woman was a habitual drug user and if the substance had an influence on her death. So there you go. And finally today, freaks, are you curious as to why today's featured image is a man fully clothed in a bedroom holding a dildo? Or are you just like, whatever, par for the course, it's Distorted View Daily? Well, I'm going to explain what that picture is. A horrified couple are asking for a change in the law after a pervy plumber was caught playing with his dick next to their bed. This happened over there in the UK. Cops told the homeowners, John White and his wife, they were shit out of luck, at least when it comes to pressing charges. He didn't technically do anything illegal because he was invited into their house. And he didn't really steal anything. He just found this woman's dildo and was like, ooh, this is still sticky. Yeah, it's kind of getting me hot. And then he just like jerked off in their bedroom. Not only is he a plumber, I guess he was there to like fix the boiler in their house, but he's friends with the guy. He's John's best friend. When John popped out for 15 minutes to buy sandwiches, like a good friend, he got a massage. Sorry. He got a message on his phone that someone had gone upstairs. I guess, he has those smart cameras. They notify when there's motion and shit. The alert came from the motion sensor security system he and his wife installed to keep an eye on their daughters, age 5 and 8, creepy, at bedtime. This time, the footage, which lasted 10 minutes, showed Leslie, age 40, rifling through the bedside cabinet before taking out a sexy toy and dropping his trousers. The married dad of 3 then scuttles into the bathroom before returning to look through some more drawers. Police, who arrested Leslie a week after his antics in January, now have told IT consultant John that they can't bring any charges because none exist. John said last night, "We've been violated in our own home by someone we trusted." Well, that's on you. And he will escape scot-free. Burton can't be charged with outraging public decency because it occurred inside a home and no one saw it. Also, again, he was invited in. The tradesman was not trespassing, there we go, because he was invited into the property to fix the boiler. He could have been charged with burglary for stealing a tube of lubricant from a drawer. I missed that part where he took some lube. Prosecutors say the loss does not justify the cost of a trial. Burton will now face no further actions. John from Sheffield said it's a disgrace. It should be a sexual offense, but it isn't covered by the law. It needs to be addressed urgently. It has left my wife feeling very uncomfortable and struggling to sleep. You should just hide your fucking dildos a bit better. You've got young kids. If a perfect stranger can find your dong, your little girls can too. And why are these cameras placed? The cameras were set up to keep an eye on their kids. So does that mean that the dildo was in the kid's bedroom? That doesn't make sense either. Why is the camera in the parents' bedroom if the purpose of the cameras were to keep track of the girls in their bedroom? Something doesn't add up here. Huh? All right. Burton from South Yorks had been hired through Alpha Boiler. He has since quit the firm. Last night, he declined to comment. Oh, also, this guy is a scout leader, whatever the Boy Scout equivalent is in the UK. He was a scout leader, and I guess he's been terminated from that as well. The Scouts Association said, "The safety of young people is our priority. As this is an ongoing investigation, we're unable to make further comments." Well, it's not like he was doing anything to kids, or, it was an adult's dildo, I hope. How old were these girls again? 5. My first dildo, by the makers of My First Roach Clip. All right, preschool. They've got a very diverse catalog of products. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Friday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. Love to hear from you, freaks. Many ways to contact the show. show@distortedview.com. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. And remember, I am all over social media at DistortedView on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook.com/DistortedViewShow, and YouTube.com/DistortedViewShow, where I just posted a few clips of me doing the show. A lot of people have said that they wanted to actually see me recording the podcast, so I've provided a few clips, and, be careful what you wish for, I guess. So everyone go check out youtube.com/distortedview, subscribe, and smash that little bell so you get notifications every time I upload shit. Thank you.
There's a blueberry beer here in Laughlin, Nevada.
Blueberry
it's
beer?
It's just the amount of fruitiness.
Yeah.
Mixed with hot wings.
Ooh, that would be good.
It's like you could take the Bristol Stool Tour.
I've had some sort of that BJ's Brew House has a good, some sort of cider. I can't remember what it's called, but it's beer or something.
Hey, Boo. I've been a sideshow member for 11 years, but I don't think I can keep it up.
Why not?
Hey, Boo, my grandma just died, and she was kind of kicking me a couple Benjamins every month, And now I gotta reassess my finances and see how much I value your comfort porn.
Well,
yeah, Tim, I'll see if I can make it work, but you've been my friend when I'm trying to work every day for these past many years. Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome. Well, sorry I might see you go. I hope that's not the case. I mean, when you think about it, it's really like a cup of fucking Starbucks coffee. One cup of coffee, a latte with all the fixins, $5-6. Once a month. I mean, come on. It's not that much. You can afford it.
Hey, Tim, it's Luke in China. I'm getting really tired. I'm kind of backlogged. I'm in December episodes. I know you're going to be playing this in probably late February, March. But hey, seriously, guys, Japanese, they do not have. I'm talking about Japan and China, how they have different language issues.
Oh, okay.
In Japan, they don't have an L. So when they've heard the word to start with L, they try to make the sound that sounds closest to L, which is R. So they've changed it to R sounds. So that's why you hear all that stinks. A lot of the other sounds they have, it's not a big issue.
Are you trying to teach me something? Because I don't want to learn.
China, I'm living in China. The biggest issue they have is they don't have TH or SH sounds.
See, I didn't know that.
So they always make other sounds.
Like what? Tell me.
Like instead of the, they go da, as an example.
Oh, so they sound like idiots. I need to go to the store.
It really doesn't matter. It kind of just depends on the person in the area. But
okay.
And I'm not sure about Korean or Thailand or any of the other countries. But I'm getting really sick and tired of these people not knowing what their languages are and just guessing oh, they don't have R's in Japan. Yeah, they have R's. They have tons of R's.
No.
So
I don't know if he's talking about me. He's annoyed with me or listeners.
Guys are retards. And I don't listen to them. Listen to someone who's been living in China for about 8 years.
Okay.
Anyway, trying to spread the distortion whenever I can.
Yeah, I'm sure Chinese people love Distorted View Daily. Have you been successful in getting anyone to listen to this show? All right, now we got an email. Someone sent in a MP3 file of them talking.
Hiya Tim, it's Janine. I'm just stopping by to let you know that...
This is Janine.
I was listening to the show the other day. My vagina quivered and queefed at the sound of your tremendous voice. I think you're the best podcaster in the world. And the things I do to my vajayjay when I'm listening to you is unbelievable, Timmy Boo. I just want to let you know that my vagina and my queef box and my butt trench...
Where the hell are you recording this? It's quite an echo.
Yearns for you, Tim. It yearns.
You're about to be eaten by a bear in a cave.
For you. I want you to leave my vagina, and I know you're gay, and I know you're a gay boy, but I want you to leave my vagina looking like a pelican's yawn. I want to fart on your chest, I want to fart on your dinner. I really want to get to know you, Tim. I really do. I love you, Tim. Bye.
Well, that's Janine checking in, everybody. That is all the time we have on this edition of the show. Why don't you guys email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you at 206-666-4463. That's 206-660. God, is it? Oh, God. Spread the distortion, STD. Tell all your friends about the podcast. Don't forget to rate us and review us on iTunes. For Sideshow members, I'll be back this weekend doing an exclusive program. If you're non-paying freaks, it's a great time to sign up. Superfreaksideshow.com. Otherwise, thank you so much for a great week of programs. Couldn't do it without you. I'll be back on Monday. Until then, guys, have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.
We cut the baby's head off. Then we clear all the meat from the skulls, and then we put all the meat and cook it. Sometimes we roast it. Sometimes we roast it in the oven.